Hi everyone, I am back with part 2 of my mini album tutorial. We kind of got cut off on the part 1. The camera stopped running when I was just attaching the last page. So here is the inside of my mini album all attached together. There's still matting, embellishing, everything else to do, but just some of the parts are completed. So here's the first page, which is the pocket, and then the tags that fold out, and the second page with the magnetic flaps. Just gotta watch that corner get squished sometimes. And then the next page has the fake waterfall. We'll just call it that from now on. And then the envelope. So there's a pocket in here. And the back, these two I've already gone ahead and matted because they were just plain pages, and I'm going to do some more embellishing and stuff to it to make it a little more fancy. And then on this side is the pocket pages with the pull-out tags. So each side has a full pocket and there'll be a full-size tag in there. So same thing on this side. And then these two still need to be done. And the last page is the fold out. This one's huge. Oh, I haven't glued these down yet to make pockets. So that's the last thing to do there. And then embellishing, and there'll be more interactive stuff inside of it. So that is the little book that's ready to be attached. So this part would be attached to my spine inside my book. So what we're going to do next is the actual cover. So you need some medium weight chipboard. These ones here is a little thinner than what I usually use, but it'll work. Once it gets covered with all the paper and everything, it'll be fine. So what I like to do is I like to have 1/2 inch on top and bottom of my mini album. So this is 7.5 by 5.5. So the front and back cover are going to be 8.5 by 6, because you only need a 1/2 inch on this side. You don't need it on the spine side because that's going to be flat against the book. You can do more if you're going to have tags sticking out all the sides of your album, then yeah, you want more space to cover it, but I generally kind of stay within the confines, and if it sticks out, I like that. Okay, so 2 pieces of 8.5 by 6 chipboard, and then for the spine I have 8.5 by 2 3/4. So what I did was I added 3/8 on either side, so that's the same width as what is inside my Stack the Deck binding. So on either side of that. You can add more to that if you want to too. It's just a personal choice. So from here, sorry for my reaching. With this size, you are too big to just use a 12 by 12 sheet of paper to cover your whole book. So what you need to do is piece everything together. So basically what I do is I come up with a piece of paper to cover the spine and attach it to the sides. So you definitely want a good amount of paper coming over the edges to attach to the book. Now I'm kind of keeping with the papers that I'm using, so I've chosen this one here, which is just a diamond, a white diamond on there, but I've also have some of this, it's actually tulle from the dollar store, but these spider webs are felted on, so it's really soft to touch. And what I'm going to do is just attach it onto my spine like that. So on the outside of the book, that's what you'll see. So for now, just going to do this just to keep that attached. Just want to make sure I have the right side of it. Okay. So then what I do is I lay down my spine piece, and I like to use wet glue for this because again you want it to stick really good. So all I'm going to do is outline my piece. And then you want to center it onto your paper. Sorry, I'm kind of, sorry. Getting used to the tripod here. Okay. I know it's going to be really hard for you to see because it's brown on brown, but just give me 1 second here. I need to get my roller. There we go. So just like to roll that down just in place. Just so it's nice and stuck there. Okay, and then next we're going to attach the sides. And this is where I always mess up. I usually do not leave enough space between the two pieces. I think the rule of thumb is that you should leave at least one thickness of your chipboard that you're using in between the two pieces. And because my chipboard is usually thicker, I just eyeball, leave a little bit, and go from there. Which I'm not going to do this time. I really don't want this to be messed up, because if you make it too tight, too close together, basically what will happen is when you go to fold your mini album closed, your paper is going to rip, and that is not fun. And then I bring out the washi tape and make it look like I did it on purpose, and it's kind of crazy. So again, just roll that down. See how much I glued to the table? Not much. And then this will all be covered too once you do the rest of it. So I'm gonna get my other piece here. And add some glue. So far, I do like this glue. You can tell it's thicker than regular tacky glue, the way it comes out kind of chunky a little bit. But everything is holding pretty good so far. Not that I've done a lot today, but... Okay, so just make sure you leave the right amount of thickness that you need to fold it over. Oh. Make sure it doesn't move. That's the one thing about this glue, is that this, was it Scotch Quick Dry? It would dry like you couldn't move your paper, whereas this does give you a little bit of give, and that part I do like, because before, once it was stuck, that was it, you were done. Oh, that one made a big mess. Let me just get a baby wipe. There we go. Dry that off. Okay. So there's a little bit of white glue there, but that's fine. And then what we're going to do is fold over our edges. And I'm going to take my white glue . And then the other side, just make sure I'm staying in frame for you. Sorry, my tool folded over, so I just want to make sure it's straight. There you go. Roll it out. Okay, so that is the spine. And then what I've done is I've chosen a pattern paper to do the rest of the cover. So this super cute. There's like some white ones in there too. You might not be able to see because of the light. So basically these ones are going to go down here, and then our cover will be this. Okay, so I'm not going to put it exactly up to the line. I'm going to leave it a little bit over because I do want a little bit of that to come across. And when you're at this point, well, actually I don't have the inside of the book in yet, but you want to make sure your paper is facing the right way. Another big oopsie that I like to do. Okay, so at this point I am going to just do my tape runner because this is bigger and it's not as important as the spine. We'll use the important glue in the right spots where we need it, but for right now, just to get this side to attach to the cover. Sorry, I am messy today. And the next thing I'm going to get is my fabric glue. Because of this, I want to make sure that it's sticking properly. So this is that dollar store quick setting machine washable fabric glue, so it's like fabric tack. I just love the way it works on fabric and trims. Okay, so again I'm going to go down just a little bit. I'm not going to put it right on the edge, and I'm just going to put some of this all the way across, and that will help ensure that the fabric is going to stick to the actual cover. And then I also want to make sure that I have it centered. This is crazy. So you want to make sure you have about 1 inch on either side. Put a lot of glue, so it's going to be a little messy, but I'm also going to use some more trim on top to cover it up, so you won't really see that. So again, get the brayer out so you can attach it down. Do this edge, I just don't want it to smush out too much. There we go. So there is that side, and then you want to get your scissors. This is also another part I like to mess up. You need to cut the corner off so that when we fold them over, they're not going to cause big crumples and ripples. You don't want to cut too close or else you'll see your cardstock, but you don't want to cut too far either. You got to find just the right spot. An exact science. And this paper again is super thin, so it's really easy to fold over. I find if you have thicker paper, you might want to take your bone folder and just go up and down the edge of your chipboard just to help bend it, or even just, I like to sit here and go like this against the table just to kind of get it moving, right? But this paper is really thin, so I don't have to worry about that. So, quick dry glue to get these edges. And all of this is going to be covered on the inside, so you don't really have to worry about being clean or anything. Just going to brayer it. Other side. Just make sure I'm staying on frame for you. Okay. Don't want this video to go too long because the last one went super duper long. So basically what I'm going to do is finish up here, and then I will just explain the rest of it, because you're just going to repeat for the other side. So repeat covering the front first. Yeah. I'll show you what I mean on my corners when I get this done. Okay, so see this corner? It's beautiful. It's folded over perfectly. You don't see any of the chipboard. Really nice corner. And then we get to the other side over here and we have a gap. And sticking out. So, just a quirk of mine. Alright. Get the glue out. So there is the front cover. And then basically what I've done is I have one more piece of the diamond pattern paper, which is going to be glued down on the inside of the spine. And then I have this polka dot. So this one is 8.5 by sorry, 8.5 by 5, just to cover the inside of the spine, and then this one is 8.5 by 6 to cover the inside of the front cover. So when it gets folded up, this is going to be right on the edge. And then you're going to, once all that is done, you're going to attach your spine of your book into here. Just center it, eyeball it, glue it in really, really good, and I would say hold it for a while so that you know that it's in there really good. Because of course, like with this I used wet glue, so you can tell it's wonky right now, right? But once it gets attached into the spine, then it'll stay straight. So I don't want to keep you super long on this video, so basically that's it. Just repeat what we did over here for this side. I'm definitely gonna let this one dry because I used wet glue and the fabric glue. I want it to dry really good, and when I'm done, I am going to come back and show you the finished mini album with all the embellishment and everything. I'm just going to show you a quick peek. This is the second set. I did this one with green, so see how this one was done with orange, and then this one's going to be green. So it'll be a little bit different on there. Okay, so hope you enjoyed. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Leave a comment, subscribe if you wish, and have a great day. Thanks, bye.